come in and see what your foot's doing. But you can see that it just basically will not let my foot roll in. It puts the brakes on it. This hard, dense plastic will put the brakes on it so my foot doesn't roll in, so my knee can't roll in. So it'll at least not let you get hurt. And a good orthotic, which these ones are, it has a nice shock absorber in the heel. When we run, we land with 3.5 times our body weight. So 3.5 times our body weight times thousands of repetitions leads to overuse injury. So that's why I like orthotics. They don't fix the problem, but at least they prevent you from getting an overuse injury. So I do like those, and we do build them here, and I think they're important.
How long do they last?
Those ones I've had in my shoes for 3 years, and they're still like the same day. They don't smell the same, but they look the same. I'll leave my shoes on for you guys. So let's, yeah, no problem. Also, the second thing that can cause that knee to come in is weakness in the glutes, weakness in the hips. I don't like to waste your time. I don't want to tell you to do 1,000 things because no one's going to do it. But if I can tell you maybe the 1, 2, or 3 best things that you can do for yourself, I would say strengthen your glutes. And a lot of people are like, well, I run, doesn't that do it? It does, but we all need a little more. We all sit a lot. We all, just the glutes get weak. And once you don't know how weak your glutes are until you actually start using them, firing them, and feeling them to just contract like, a Kardashian right there or something. You don't need that. But, the strong glutes, the glutes are so important. They put your core in a great position. And when you land, if your glutes are weak, your hip's going to cave in. So one of the great things I like to talk about is this is $25. This is called a hip circle. And this has changed my life because, with what I do stand, but I sit a lot. I've had, 8 hours of school for 4 years in chiropractic school and much more before that. So a lot of sitting just really made my glutes weak, made my hip flexors tight. You guys run a lot, you get a good potential for hip flexor tightness and glute weakness. So I'll demonstrate. I know it's kind of hard to see back there, but I'll show you anybody later or anytime how to use this. Basically, this is, you don't need to do back squats with 300 pounds. You don't need to do deadlifts. Just get this rubber band, this $25 band on roadfitness.com, and do some squats with it. The squat is such a functional movement. When we lose squatting, we can't sit. We can't go from sitting to standing. We lose a lot of our abilities. So basically, you wrap this around right above the knee, and you're gonna squat. And I'm sorry that this room's not great for it, but when you're doing this, you really want to drive the knees out, and that lateral driving out of the knees, you really feel it firing in your glutes and your glute medius, which is super important for you guys. So if I would say, one exercise you should add to what you're doing, it's getting a hip circle, and I'll always coach you guys on how to use it, but learning how to use it properly. I don't travel without this thing. I might be a weirdo, but I love it. Every time I work out, I do CrossFit for 6 years now. I have to use this before anything, and when your glutes are fired, it feels like they're just super strong and ready, and they're stable, and they're not going to let your knee cave in. So if I could teach, I tell this to all my patients, this thing has truly saved my life. And one more thing that saved my life, I'll show you in a second. So we kind of got through here so far. Is everyone doing okay? Sorry I'm talking so fast, but I want to really give you a lot of information in a short period of time. Choose your weapon, right? So we got to get in there, search and destroy these muscle knots. Foam rolling is an overall blanket word for myofascial release. So foam roller is pretty good, but it's really good for scanning, and it's good for large muscle groups like your quads, your hamstrings, the front of your leg, the calf, but it's not good for precise little areas. So that's good, Jan. This is the old foam roller. I use this as a footrest. We don't even use this in here. It warps, it gets very flat. It's not gonna, it'll help you out, but it's not great. I like the one with the dense PVC in the middle. You've been on this before. It hurts, it's horrible. But this thing will last you forever, and it's worth the 20, 30 more bucks that it costs. I'm a big fan of this one. It's tptherapy.com. So those are for the larger muscles. And let me show you what we give all our patients. This is how I lose all my patients. I give them a lacrosse ball, and I tell them this is my thumb at home. You guys, we have plenty. If everyone wants one tonight, everyone can have one. This is great for smaller areas. We were talking earlier about plantar issues, plantar fascia. You know, while you're at work, you know, if the person next to you doesn't mind, take your shoe off. Go ahead and get some of that 40 minutes in right there. You know, you're going to push down gently on your knee, put the ball underneath your plantar fascia. That was the coolest sneeze I've ever heard. So that's lacrosse ball. We have them up here. This is good for the glutes, also small little areas, and mid back. This is what I keep it in my cup holder in my car and use this all the time. So this is, I tell people, my thumb at home. Pressure on the muscle releases tension. So that's what this does. And the last thing that's really saved me, besides that hip circle I was telling you about, is the supernova right here. And this gets into the psoas really well. Everyone's probably heard of the iliopsoas. If you haven't, it is the most overused and the most undertreated muscle. It's your hip flexor. It brings your knee to your chest. Does this look like what you guys do? You know, it's very overused, right? And how often do we get into the front of our belly and massage? Have you ever done that? No. Never. Dude, you were the man. That's awesome. You're like a ninja. So this, you know, take-home message, that hip circle, that big rubber band I showed you, great for strengthening the glutes. This is the best for actually deep tissue mashing that psoas. We're getting some pressure on there, releasing that tissue. This is like double height of the lacrosse ball, so it pushed in there. This hurts. It doesn't feel good, but it's like you just gotta smile when you're doing it. You just love it. Just wear it. You'll feel better when you're done. Lower back pain, if you have stiffness from sitting to standing, that's a sign of hip flexor issues. You know, so a lot of people who train triathlete get it from being on the bike and they go in from standing. So this is another great thing. So sorry for trying to take up a little too much time, but I wanted to just give you a lot of bang for your buck today. Not give you some good tips. I can always go over anything individually if you ever have, either by email or ask me tonight, or we're always here in the office if you need anything. If you just need an opinion, I will never tell you to come in for no reason. If I can't help you, I'll be the first one to tell you and get you to the right place. But we can help a lot of people. There's a lot of things that they don't really know sports chiropractic does. Like I said, I'm just super glad to be a part of WEB and thankful that you guys all came here tonight. So I appreciate you.
Dr. Rodman,
Yes.
can you just tell them real quick what are some of the things that can get done here? You have massage,
Yeah.
you have the chiropractic.
We have a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, we do taping. If you guys have ever been taped, we do massage. We have hyperbaric chamber, which is great for overall getting rid of swelling, edema, helping to increase red blood cell count before a big race or something like that. We have the Normatec compression boots, which are basically like, they just flush out all that lactic acid in your leg, and you guys are welcome to always come by and try them out on us. Obviously, chiropractic, do a lot of stuff. I tell people it's not the fun massage, but I'm like the get the problem fix massage kind of guy. And we have like cool tools that like break up scar tissue and fun stuff like that, and a jackhammer that really breaks up scar tissue called the shockwave machine. Pretty much everything that you would see in like a professional sports training room, we bring that to the active everyday person. And I work on a lot of professional athletes too, and I work for FAU. So same therapies they get, you guys get. If you need a training room, like every athlete needs, we're your training room. So you can recover and perform your best.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. If you want any anybody, we'll just leave these up here so you have to hold them the whole time. Or you want handing them out? You can pass them around. You want to just pass them around?
Yes. Want to go next, Alyssa? Alyssa Sawyer.
Say it works, I'll take it.